100, captains of 500, captains of 50s, captains of 10s. All right, and the small problems they can deal with, and if it's a major problem, you can deal with it, man. So that's why the Most High set it up where he married a woman of another nation. He didn't destroy Moses for doing that. Okay?
Right, so all right, so reading on down, it says, verse 3, and he had 700 wives, princes, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his power, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father. So basically, he started worshiping these idols, started building temples to the gods of these women of the other nations, you know, because he didn't treat them as concubines. He treated them as if they were his wives. He married them, you know, right? So you're not supposed to marry these women. That's the point. You know, you can have a concubine, you can pop them, but you can't marry them.
Yeah, use them as a sex toy, you know, the women of the other nations. And I hate to say this, but you talking about the nigger woman, man. The nigger woman, she's like of another nation, man, right now.
There's a scripture,
yeah.
I believe it's also in Nehemiah, where it says how Solomon got with outlandish women.
Yeah.
Now, what does the word outland mean?
Yeah.
Outside of land, meaning the land of Israel, we kept the laws. So you had women that had law, they kept laws or practices outside of the land of Israel. Yep. Now, what is a nigger woman doing? Is she not outlandish? She's outlandish too.
That's right.
She eats pork, she eats shrimp. She believes in a white Jesus. You know?
She's like a heathen.
She is a heathen, man.
She's a heathen. Right. I got a scripture. This is the book of 1 Timothy 5:14 and 15. I will therefore the younger women marry, bear children, and guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully, for some already turned aside after Satan. So that was back then. So can you imagine now? The majority of them have turned aside after Satan, man. You might find one or two, a few in between women of our nation that's kind of decent. But the majority of them is indecent. You know, so you want to take it there, man. Even Paul even said it's good that a man don't even touch a woman. If you want to go there, all right? But you guys, you just clutching straws, man. You just clutch anything that you think is going to make us look bad. That's what you're trying to do. And it's based upon jealousy. It's not based upon being honest. It's based upon jealousy, man. You're jealous of GMS. You're jealous of Great Millstone. That's the pure, honest truth, man. You know, and you're a bunch of demons. You're a bunch of devils. You're a bunch of gainsaying demons. That's what you are.
I got a precept.
Yep.
This is Nehemiah 13 and 23. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and Moab. They married these women. And this is what happened when they married their women, as their children were growing up. And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language. You know, because they started learning the customs and the language of the other nations. They weren't being brought up in the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures, learning their language. They started being grown up as if they were children of the other nations.
Hey, give me, this is going to be a cut for these niggas. Because I made a statement, right? The Most High put the spirit on certain great men of Israel to marry women of the other nations, all right? Even though it was against the law, but the Most High can break his own law.
Yeah.
You know? Because, King David committed adultery. The law was for him to be put to death. Did he get put to death? Most High can bend the law. Most High can forgive you, all right?
And murder, right? He committed adultery and murder.
He committed adultery and murder. Yep. And he was supposed to be put to death for those two acts. Okay?
That's right.
But the Most High didn't put him to death for breaking two major laws.
Two major
laws unto death.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to make this statement again. You had great men of Israel who married outside of their nation, married because the Most High put the spirit on that individual to marry that woman of another nation for a bigger reason. And we're going to read it. Give me Judges 14:1. And the point goes into like the third, fourth verse, but you got to read from the first verse.
Judges chapter 14, verse 1. And Samson went down to Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. And he came up and told his father.
An Egyptian woman. So you can understand. The people of the Philistines are Egyptians, and I'm going to prove that. Okay?
It says, and he came up and told his father and his mother and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife. Come. It says, and he came up and told his father and his mother and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife. So basically, he saw this woman, and she smote him in his basically took his breath away, so to speak, so you can understand.
She moved his love muscle.
Yeah.
Actually, the Most High moved him.
Yeah.
The Most High moved him. All right?
That's right. That's right.
So he said, now therefore get her for me to wife. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines? So basically his father and his mother they were coming against him and said, look, you have all kind of women among Israel that you can deal with. But they didn't understand the reason why this happened to him. You know? It says, and Samson said unto his father, Get her for me, for she pleaseth me well. But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Lord that he sought an occasion against the Philistines. For at
Now, wait a minute. Now, you mean the Lord was a part of this thing?
Yeah.
Huh?
Cut.
Huh?
That's right.
Can
brother.
the Lord actually do that? Huh?
That's right.
Go ahead.
Hey, well, that's
what are
why.
you going to say about that?
Hey, well, that's why the Lord is known as
I
the.
know what they're going to say. Where's about your fringes? Where your fringes at? Show them your fringes, brothers.
GMS is a nigga.
Yeah, nigga, your tie, nigga. This nigga's wearing fringes, brother.
Hey, is not the Lord known as the Lord of? Hey, is not the Lord known as the Lord of Sabaoth?
Not the Sabbath either.
Yeah, Sabaoth means the Lord of troops. The Lord's a man of war, so the Lord was seeking an occasion to bring war against the Philistines, and that was it. That was the trigger.
That's right.
You know.
Hey, when Joseph was sold into slavery
God.
and he was in Egypt under Potiphar, and Potiphar gave him his daughter. I believe it was Potiphar that gave him his daughter. She was an Egyptian woman, and he had married her and had children with her. The Most High didn't get mad at him because the Most High set him up in that position so that Israel can be later taken care of.
Yeah.
You know? So you can't tell me that there's been, hey, Moses, like Elder Tar already said, Moses had a woman of another nation. And Aaron and Miriam both came against him, and the Lord jacked Miriam up.
Not Aaron.
You know? He turned her into she went from a dark-skinned woman, a brown-skinned woman, to a white woman. You know? In seconds.
Hey, there's an old saying, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Have you never heard that? The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Back in Judges 14:4. But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Lord that he sought an occasion against the Philistines, for at that time the Philistines had dominion over Israel.
There you go.
I'm going to read it. Going into the blue letter, which you guys should go into the blue letter, okay?
That's right.
This is the word, okay, Philistine, which in the Hebrew is Palashathaya, all right, which is Philistine, all right? Philistine. And the meaning of the word is supposed to be immigrants. I got to go deeper into that to see if they right on that. It says, an inhabitant of Philistia, descendant of Mizraim, who immigrated from Capta to the western seacoast of Canaan. So you had so-called Egyptians that were living in the land of the western coast of the land of Canaan. Okay?
That's right.